Everyone, hi, how are you doing? How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the weekly download. And this is funny because I actually already recorded this, but I did not press record on my mic. My mic was off. So to everyone out there who is streaming and knows how that feels, I had to do this all over again. But today's episode is going to be really cool because we're going to be talking about the different types of screen sharing platforms that you can use so that you can actually share your screen when you're editing a project with your client or your team so you can work remotely. Now, back in the day, what you would do, or if you're in town, you would just have your producer or your client meet at your editing studio or somewhere at their company, and then you will look at the edit together. This way, you're not going back and forth on Frame.io videos. You're sending, notes back and forth. You can do it all in one session, so everyone's questions are answered and everyone's clear, and your client or your producer can just point out things that you can do right then and there. It's really good for micro editing. But when you can't do that, since everyone nowadays is basically working remotely, where there's different types of software that you can use to share your screen with your client or your producer so that you can actually record and also edit remotely and share your screen with your client or your producer. And so the first software that I used that's pretty cheap compared to these other softwares I'll talk about is Zoom. Okay, Zoom is a great platform for screen sharing. Now, a lot of people use Zoom because of the pandemic. People had to work remotely, and Zoom took over the marketplace. Everyone has an account, and everybody knows how to use Zoom. Okay, so it's very easy for you to send out a Zoom link as an editor to your client or your producer or your creative team, have them sign in, right? Have them to click on the link, and then all of a sudden you share the screen. You optimize the screen sharing for sound, and then you're playing a video. But this is when it gets a little tricky. All right. So when you are playing you're editing, your output sound has to be reconnected in a way where it will share to Zoom. And the way you can do that is through OBS Live, and that's what I'm using right now. And you can basically choose the sound that's coming out of your computer as this sound source. All right, I might get a little technical right now, but that's how you share your sound and also share your screen on Zoom. All right, you just screen share, use OBS Live to share your sound. Now, with Zoom, you don't have the highest quality. So let's say that you wanted to do some color notes, like color correction or grading. You're not really going to get the best quality. And so that's where we get into these other platforms. And the first one is Evercast. Now, Evercast is an industry staple. It's been around for a while, and it allows you to stream and share screens with a high resolution video. So if you have an HD, 4K, even higher resolution video, you can see it on the other end if you're a viewer. It also has a great interface. It's super similar to Zoom or OBS. I've been using it lately with one of my bigger clients, and it's a great platform because it does stream in pretty high quality. The thing is that it's $750 a month, and it's $350 for a setup fee. So it's pretty expensive. And at the same time, I've experienced a lot of lag depending on the Wi-Fi connection. And also, it's not really anything different in my opinion, than from Zoom. I think the only difference really is that people who are in broadcast commercials or in film, they use this and it's been known to work. But I totally tell you right now, Zoom is fine. Now, the next platform is Cinesync. Same thing with Evercast. It's over $1,000 a month. And I think the reason why is because it does boast much more of a robust connectivity solution. So let's say that you have someone who has a iPad on one end or a computer or a phone. It boasts that it can actually play well on all platforms. And at the same time, it will stream high definition. It'll do it in a way where everyone's seeing the same frame at the same time, so it's less laggy. And it's been around again for a while. So people in the film industry and broadcast commercials and in agency worlds, they use Cinesync. And it's very expensive. So the fourth option, I saw this same thing. It's about $1,500 a month, and it has higher quality streaming. It's called Soho Net, right? And Soho Net was started back in the mid 90s when they were producing Braveheart. And this is a platform that also offers video collaboration tools like Frame.io and also screen sharing. And that's the same thing with Cinesync, and I'm sure with Evercast as well. But Cinesync also has the video collaboration tools. And so you get more than just the streaming platform to share your screen to your producer or your client. And Soho Net also is, I want to say run, but it has a team of tech professionals on there. So it's really technical. So, streaming high quality videos with different types of Wi-Fi connections and computers, like you need to have a technical team there to help out with that connection. And so they have that. And also they boast that everyone, you can have 40 people watching. It'll be the same stream, and it's going to be a much more of an enjoyable experience than other platforms. Now, I do feel that the last three, Evercast, Cinesync, and Soho Net, you should have if you have bigger clients, right? If you're dealing with feature films or broadcast commercials and you need to share your screen, you're probably going to be asked to download and sign up for one of these platforms. Or if you work in an agency or a post-production house, this is where you'll be using. Just something about it is just much more of a flex, to tell you the truth, when it comes to functionality. And that's my opinion. Because I think Zoom is totally fine. Same thing with Google Meets. Google Meets is okay. But Zoom, to me, is a really great way to do it. Google Meets, if it's free, you don't have to worry about sound, and you just want to look at cuts rather than the whole, color correction, VFX, and details. So hopefully that was helpful. This is for a lot of the people out there who work remotely as a video editor, and you have to share your screen and your video project on Premiere or Avid or Final Cut with your client or a producer or creative team remotely. Again, this makes it super simple so that you don't have to go back and forth. It would take days on micro notes. You can take an hour or two of just a screen share, and you can get all the notes done. And that's why I like this whole idea of just screen sharing a whole video editing project rather than having to go back and forth on Frame.io. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, I post every single week. I was a little late this week because I realized I didn't record sound on my stream. But again, it's going to be once a week, and I'm here to help you grow your brand and your career and your video business online and in person by giving you all these tips for everything that I've learned, from just producing and creating videos with big brands and also for myself. And if you like this video, please comment and share this with anyone you think would find this helpful. And if you have any suggestions of what you want to hear when it comes to me teaching, or any topics you want to learn, or you have any questions, leave a comment below, or you can DM me, or you can send me an email at mitchel@videcontentschool.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.